Reshab Sarswat, who represents CoHNA Canada. Reshab, welcome.
Thank you, Mayor, Madam Mayor, and council members. I am here. My name is Reshab Saraswat. I am on behalf of Coalition of Hindus of North America here, and I want to speak today to oppose the fireworks ban which is being proposed here by the city, and also want to throw the light on the deeper structural exclusion and cultural gatekeeping that this proposal represents. My purpose is for the council to reflect on these issues, that who gets to be seen in Mississauga, who gets to be celebrated, and who gets regulated in the city. I just want to paint a picture here, Madam Mayor, that Diwali day for a Hindu child is magic. They get up in the morning and they see a lot of aromas coming out of the essences of the puja, of the food which is being cooked. Everybody is busy getting ready, and we do a lot of pujas. There are service ceremonies in the daytime, and then we wait for the evening when we do the service where we pray for the abundance and harmony and for care for every being in the world, not just us. And then comes the time when the night is out and children run out giggling, and that is the time they wait for whole year, and they stay late for that time so that they can express their joy. And that joy is celebrated by doing these fireworks. And these fireworks are not just celebratory or triumphant message or something. This is about saying hi to your ancestors, which we pray 15 days before that, 1 month before that, and we are saying bye to them, that this is the grand culmination of our festive season, and now we will see you again next year. But when we talk about these enforcements, we are telling those children that their joys are too loud, and the joy they want to spread is too much for the city. Imagine telling a Western child on Christmas morning that the sound of tearing wrapping paper is made from the chopped trees, and that's why it's not environmentally good. It's an environmental hazard, and the Christmas tree inside the house is also a fire hazard, and you can do it in the city, but if you are allowed to do it, you have to pay $250 to get to the city to have that tree. And if you want to bring a plastic tree, that is even more criminal, because that is even more hazardous for the environment. That the holiday turkey is animal cruelty, and their joy is better done either quietly or not at all. This is what this ban feels like for the Hindu community. What the city's own data shows, and Mr. Thanos made a lot of claims here. Some of them I don't believe were claimed by the data, like a lot of claims were made about environmental hazards. We have not seen any environmental report about that. There was claim made about reduction of the fireworks in the cities where that is enforced. We have not seen that report either. And claim were even more made about the nuisance gatherings, about the Diwali gatherings by students or people who don't have their families in there. They gather at the malls or the public places. The assumption is that I would want to consider if St. Patrick's Day celebrations or the Halloween celebrations are also seen through the same lens, or the bigotry is only limited to the Hindu community, or it is brushed under the carpet. We haven't seen the comparison which was done here was done. I know that they are looking only through the fireworks perspective, but what I would urge, because there is a cultural element, and Mr. Thanos rightly said that we need to be culturally aware in our messaging, but while we are culturally aware in the messaging, in the policy also, we need to compare these holidays if what kind of complaints the other holidays are getting vis-a-vis only the fireworks complaints. So what are the numbers for the Halloween complaints? What are the numbers for St. Patrick's Day's complaints? Are those joys are also put by the policy decisions in the city? And I also want to emphasize that this ban doesn't exist in a vacuum. We are seeing right now unprecedented tide of hate against anti-Indian and anti-Hindu hate all across North America, including big time in Canada. Network Contagion Research Institute 4 years back in its report warned this, that there is a big storm coming, there is a rise of white supremacist and Islamist networks which are using very coded languages which can be harmful for a Hindu community. And we did, CoHNA itself has done a lot of educational presentation, reaching out to all levels of government, giving the presentations about that this is coming, and this report is warning that almost always when situation like this comes, the result is after the direct harm of the community happens, and bodily harm is also possible. The terms which came by NCRI report, they talk about that in the online forums. The Pajit is a term which is being used against Hindus most of the time. And we see it now so common parlor. It started with 4chans and the other networks, and now it is everywhere on the social media. So much so that not too far from the city, in the Mississauga, near a children's park, just 4 days back, a graffiti of Indian rats were found. And Madam Mayor, you were out on the Twitter talking to an anonymous account which had 0 followers, responding to them that they are concerned about that complaint is valid. While you did that, you ignored the commenting on that same issue about the Indian rat issue which came about on the Twitter, and there were millions of expressions there, and you probably ignored it, or you didn't want to include, to be indulged in that debate also. Institute for Strategic Dialogue has reported that there has been 227% rise in the police reported hate crimes from 2019 and 2023. And Madam Mayor, I want to emphasize here, this is a community we are talking about which is massively self-censoring. This comes from a colonial conditioning where we were taught to not make noise, not rock the boat, and just keep your head down and work so that your worth will be better. This is that community which inflicts, spiritually bypasses its problem and says, okay, we will take care of it and maybe God will take care of it later. That community, when it comes out and started to speak about the hate speeches, you consider, please, and all the hate crime report experts will agree with this, that this problem is really reached a tipping point if this community is reporting. There are 1,350% year-over-year increase in anti-South Asian slurs on X from 2023 to 2024 alone, in 1 year, in one period of time. In the federal election campaign alone, 1.2 million engagements on 2,300 anti-South Asian posts, and overwhelming of those have racist toning and also Hindu-phobic framing in it. So this is the environment in which city should be talking about measures to combat hate. But here we are asking Hindu Canadians to give up their most visible and most joyful celebration. And this is not new. This is we have seen from the colonial times. We just have celebrated yesterday Truth and Reconciliation Day, where we were all honoring the legacy, but we were also talking about pledging that never again. But this is not, I don't want to make an abstract comparison here, but the Indian Act also banned potlatch and the concentrations of a culture to create a cultural void for assimilation. And when I talk about, when I listen to the language about the change in the behavior, that rings a tone that you need to shrink your culture to fit in. So this is how it starts, with a complaint, a permit, a celebration labeled as a nuisance, and that's where we need to think that Canada Day fireworks are state-funded, police-supported, and media-celebrated. Diwali fireworks are citizen-funded, complaint-driven, and by law policed. If we are going, as we talked about, the way of cities deciding to celebrate the Diwali for them, then the next question would be, what kind of slogans will be okay? What language will be okay? What will be the prayers which will be prayed? There are 35 languages. Which one will be preferred? And which colors will be okay? Which deity will be okay? So these are few things, Madam Mayor, I want you to consider. And we are not asking for indulgence. We are not asking for breaking the rule. We are only asking for equal space in the civic landscape so that we are afforded with the same privileges to have our festivals celebrated. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Saraswat, thank you very much for your deputation. Seeing no one on the board, I'm going to ask that we move receipt of your deputation. Okay, Councillor Reid. Okay, there are no questions, sir. Thank you very much
Thank you.
for your thoughtful deputation.